Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Angel. I live in Canada, and this is a video on the pregnancy and the birth of my little baby boy. So it all happened back in the summer of 2019 is when he was conceived, and my pregnancy was not the best. I was sick a lot of the time. I had to leave work early because of how sick I was. It was a very hard experience for me. Also, there was a lot of negativity with friends and different family members. It was a very different experience, I feel like, than most people would have had when they were pregnant. Also, I got pregnant when I was 17, last year of high school. I'm now 18. I haven't finished school yet. My plan is to finish school next year. I'm at a school for young moms. So I'm doing that, completing school, getting my diploma, planning to go to university, or I'm going to college. And then it's just all around, it's just very confusing, and it was just hard. So we'll start back in September. September is when I found out I was pregnant in September of 2013, or 2019 on September 13th is when I found out I was pregnant with him. It was overwhelming. It was really hard to believe that I was pregnant, I was having a baby. I just thought it wouldn't have worked out. I thought that I would have lost the pregnancy, I would have lost the baby. I thought like life was just gonna be hard and a very different experience than I thought it was gonna be. I thought everything was gonna go downhill. The beginning, it felt like it did. We didn't tell our families. We told a lot of our friends, but we didn't tell any of our families because we didn't know how they would react. We didn't know if the pregnancy was going to last. We didn't know if something bad was going to happen to the baby. We took it step by step, and we did what we could throughout the whole pregnancy to make our relationship healthy for the baby, to make everything as positive as possible. When I was in a regular high school for the first 3 months of my pregnancy, but then I decided to move to a different school when I was 14 weeks pregnant, which is a school for young parents, so like teenagers, people up to the age of like 21. Excuse me. And so it was, the experience in that school ever since I moved was an amazing experience for my pregnancy, an amazing experience for just any young parents who go to. They just were really good. They gave you lunch. You got prizes for doing things. They have things for young parents, like clothes for children, clothes for young moms, toys, things that you need, strollers and all that stuff. They have a food bank. It was just an amazing thing to have experienced. Excuse me. It's like 10 o'clock at night. And so with this whole thing, it was just hard, and going there just really helped. They teach you life skills and all that other stuff too. But with the pregnancy, it was, for the first few months, I was really sick. I wasn't feeling well. I got dizzy spells and was blacked out at work. I had to take like a week off back in like September. September-ish. Or not September, November is when it got really bad. And then back in, what was it? back in February is when it got bad again. It was a really hard time. Hi, sorry that I look different today. My baby started getting fussy yesterday, so I had to tend to him. But where I left off yesterday was I got really sick back in February of this year, and I had to stop working completely because I started getting dizzy spells and almost blacking out and getting lightheaded and all that stuff, and it just wasn't healthy for me, neither for the baby. And so I made a decision that I needed to stop working, which was really difficult because I didn't know how I was going to provide for myself. I didn't know how I was going to make money to try and get more things for my son. I didn't know how to do or how I was going to do anything. It was just a very emotional time, especially being pregnant and your hormones are going all over the place. Also, it was just my father, he wanted me to pay a lot of money for living there, Wi-Fi, getting my own food, and I didn't know how I was going to do it with my income that I had or didn't have at the time. Going into March, it was my birthday. I was turning 18. I was 8 months pregnant. It was a very interesting time for me. And then the following month of April, my dad was wanting me to pay rent because he wasn't getting child support for me anymore. And that was difficult because I didn't know how, like, I'm supposed to, he wanted $500, and I was getting money from the government, but not that much, like not enough to be like, here's $500, like, blah blah blah. So, hi, little one's in the background now. You're gonna hear him make little noises now. So April comes around, my dad wanted me to give him money, and I was only able to give him $450, which he was upset about, which wasn't fair for me at all. I just was trying to get myself out of the situation as much as I possibly could, as fast as I could. So when May came around, I was so excited to move. So May 1st, I moved into my home with my fiance, and I was pregnant. I was due in 13 days. And we're believing that I may have overworked myself when moving on the 1st, because on the 2nd at 5:30 in the morning is when I started feeling contractions, really intense, painful contractions. I didn't know they were contractions at first. I thought they were just Braxton Hicks or just some cramping, but they started getting worse, and they started getting intense, and they started getting really painful. They were getting really close together, like being like 5 minutes apart. And it was a very intense experience. So I started getting contractions at 5:30 in the morning, really bad, like all of a sudden, like getting contractions, like I didn't have any small ones during the night or anything. 5:30 in the morning, contractions, painful as heck. Then we called the hospital at like 6:30ish, and they told me that to take a bath to see if that would help, all that stuff. I took a bath. I tried to eat. I threw up because of the pain. The bath didn't do anything. Nothing was helping. So eventually, I think it was like 9ish. I was like, hey, we need to pack the rest of our things that we need, and we need to call an Uber. We need to go because this is not gonna last. I'm in a lot of pain. It's getting worse. It's getting closer together. We need to go. So we left. We got there at 9:30. I needed someone to come down with a wheelchair to help me up because if I went upstairs with those contractions, it would have been really hard and a very interesting experience. And so I got in the hospital. We were told to wait in the waiting room, and my contractions started being very painful, very fast, and I had to throw up in the waiting room waiting for the person to come pick me up. Then we went upstairs to register me, check me. I threw up again before she checked me. She checked me with 6 centimeters dilated, so I had to get put into the hospital because I was in labor. My water did not break at this point. So we went in. I called my boyfriend to come up because of COVID. If I wasn't in labor, then there was no point of him coming up. That's just safety reasons. But then we called him up. He came up. I had to throw up a few other times while we were waiting to go to my room where I was going to deliver. And then we were going to where I was going to deliver. And then that's when I decided I wanted an epidural. Anything to get the pain to go away. It was too intense. It was too painful. I couldn't handle it. I needed an epidural as fast as I could. I got the epidural within maybe an hour of being in the hospital, and the epidural kicked in. I felt amazing. I barely felt the contractions. I felt a little like pressure and everything. So then the doctor comes in, she checks me again. I'm 7.5 centimeters maybe at this point. And she asks if she can break my water. I said, yeah, break my water, whatever, to make this process go faster because I am in a lot of pain and I just want this to end. I just want to meet my baby boy and I want the pain to go away as well. So she broke my water, and then I sat there for a few more hours with the epidural working completely fine, and then all of a sudden, I believe the nurse checked me to see how far along I was. I was 10, and then I started feeling pain in my right side of my body. The contractions, I felt everything in my right side. And then eventually I felt it all. And I told the nurse, they wanted to wait another 2 hours so he can go farther down the canal. And I told them, no, that is not going to work for me. We need to get pushing. We need to get this baby out now. So we started pushing and everything. It took me an hour and a half to push. And he was born at 3:56 p.m. on May 2nd of 2020, and he was 9 pounds 3 ounces, and he was 20.7 inches long. He was healthy as could be, no jaundice, no nothing, and it was just amazing. Like, I had my baby boy, I had my boyfriend. The only hard thing was that my mom couldn't have physically been there. And yeah, so today is his 2 months. July 2nd is his 2 months, and he's doing amazing. He's done so many milestones so far. He can keep his head up really good. He's done that since he was born. Keep his head up pretty good. His tummy time is amazing. He's on his tummy time. He puts his head up, looks around as much as he can. He rolls on both sides. He's been doing that since 2 weeks old. He loves to play with his dangling toys over here. He loves cuddles. And he just loves to stare and wander and do anything that he can. And he tries to grab at everything. And he's just all around a happy baby, an amazing baby, and that's amazing, and I love him, and I love everything about him. So that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed. If there's any other videos that you would like to see about me, about my family, anything, comment down below. Please subscribe. That would help a lot, and like this video if you can. And I hope you enjoyed. Thank you, and see you next time.